Didn't I ask you not to do that? Why would you do that?
Sorry.
What's up, YouTube? So today we're talking about paying attention to the things that your significant other loves and the things they hate, okay, or the things they don't care too much for. All right. So it's important to pick up on the cues that your significant other shows you or either verbally tells you regarding the things they like or the things they don't like. Okay. Paying attention to these cues will only help your relationship be successful and help you guys to grow. Okay, it's important that you pay attention to the things that your significant other hates, because that way you don't make the mistake of doing those things, or you don't make the mistake of committing those same acts over and over and over again, and only either upsetting your significant other or annoying them, or just making the relationship seem bad.
And so an example of this might be, I happen to really like flowers. I love flowers. But if you happen to be with someone who loves flowers or dislikes flowers, and you go ahead and continue to buy flowers, it's kind of like that person is going to feel like you're not paying attention to them, right? Or if you know that your partner doesn't use ketchup and you put ketchup on their plate or something like that, it's kind of like you're not paying attention to them. And so paying attention to them is not just for the sake of paying attention, it's also to demonstrate your love. It's to show that I'm paying attention to you because I care about you. I care about even the smallest things that you may like, be it ketchup, flowers, chocolate on a sundae, whatever it is. And we have to be willing in a relationship to be honest about what we like and what we don't like. And so if I happen not to like something that my husband does, I have to be honest enough, not afraid, not worried about anything. We have to have a relationship that's conducive for me to be honest, to say, I don't really like that, babe, but I really, really appreciate you doing it for me, but I don't like that. And he has to be willing to take that feedback from me and not be offended or not feel like I don't appreciate his action or appreciate the time he took to put it together. But it's just, we're humans. We although you may be in love, we like different things. And so it's important to just continue to pay attention and make sure that you know what your partner's into and what they're not.
And the example she gave was ketchup, and that's something so small, right? Because if she knows I don't like ketchup or vice versa, then and I keep putting ketchup on her food, or she keeps putting ketchup on my food, it's like that's so small that you can't pay attention to that little thing, which makes a huge impact on your relationship. Prime example for us, I'm going to be transparent for a little bit. Like my wife, like all women, most women, right? They take a long time to get dressed and get ready. My wife, she takes a long time to get dressed and get ready, okay? But when we first got married, and this is something that was always instilled in me, like I hate being late. Like even if I show up somewhere on time, to me that's late. So I have to be early. So when we first got married, my wife, she used to take so long to get dressed, right? And we were late, like going to church on Sunday morning, right? So we would be late. But eventually I had to tell her, like, babe, look, I really hate being late. I need you to be on time. So I would remind her, like, all right, we're leaving at this time. We're leaving at 10 o'clock. Not 10:02, not 10:05. We're leaving at 10 a.m. on the dot, okay? And she's gotten a lot better with that. Why? Because she loves me, right? And she wants our relationship to work. So she paid attention to the thing that I said I didn't like, and she tried to fix it. That way it didn't come between us. It didn't put any barrier in our relationship, okay? But it's important to communicate, because like I said, if I didn't tell her that I hated being late, how would she have known, right? We could have gotten in a car and I could have had an attitude driving to church, right? Driving to church with an attitude before I go praise the Lord, and I'm supposed to walk up in the church all happy and joyful, right? So we have to communicate these things to our significant other, because sometimes they just don't know. Like, and men, sometimes we could be stupid, right? We could be stupid. We won't pick up on the things that our wife shows us, okay? We have to be told something in a relationship. What's that word I'm looking for? Naive. Okay, we can be so naive and we don't really pick up on the things that our wife is showing us. So sometimes we feel like we got to be told not to do this, or the things that they like, or the things they don't like.
Or at the end of the day, we're wired differently, right? Like, so God created us to be, for instance, women are technically, most of the time, we're nurturers, right? And so that's something that we might give encouragement easier. We might be willing to talk about things quicker. We might be more interested in just different ways of handling situations. Whereas a man, they're sometimes more associated with being nature. So it's like when it comes to being nurturing, when it comes to, we want to talk through things, and a guy wants to say it one time and leave it alone. And so it's like when you think about those things, even those kinds of things, knowing your partner's preferences, like I prefer to not talk about things until I have a little bit of time, versus I prefer to hash things out, and then once we say them, let's go ahead and say them and leave things where they are. And so it's just every single day you're learning about your partner. Every single day there's new things you can learn about them. For instance, I know my husband hates to be on the phone, and so we text a lot. And there are times where I call him and I actually say, honey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you, but not because I think he doesn't want to talk to me, and not because he doesn't love to talk to me, but just he doesn't like being on the phone. And so I try to limit phone conversations just because I know that this is his preference. And so at the end of the day, it's all about knowing what your partner likes. It's about being selfless. When you're in a relationship, when you're in love with somebody, it's all about you taking care of them, and then they take care of you. And so both of you are taken care of because you're paying attention to what the other one is interested in.
So preferences are important, right? I have no right to tell her what her preference should and shouldn't be, right? If that's her preference, I have to listen first. I have to accept that preference, and I have to do my best to make sure that I fulfill that need, right? Or make sure I don't fall victim to that thing that she dislikes or that thing that she hates, okay? So we gotta listen, and we have to respond to whatever preferences your significant other has.
And then last, you should listen, respond, but you should also celebrate when you see your partner trying, right? So if you see, for instance, on the late example, I appreciate him saying on this video that I try really hard to be on time, because I do. Why? I need to be better at getting on time for God, but also because my husband said that he wants to leave the house at a certain time. And so now I really try to backtrack and say, okay, it's going to take me 35 minutes to beat my face, and so I need to do this and do this in a timely fashion because I don't want him to be upset. And if you think about it from the spiritual aspect too, because I love my husband, I don't want him to go to the house of the Lord a little bit upset because I couldn't get it together. So it's all about thinking about more than yourself, thinking about your partner, thinking about his or her welfare greater than yourself.
So pay attention to your significant other. Make the right choices, stay away from those things they don't like, and make sure you fulfill the things that they do like, the things that they love. Thank you for watching our video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, post your comments, your questions, let us know what you want us to talk about. Other than that, I'm signing off. We out.